They're also trying to make it now where when a new computer comes out, it's just going to be an interface at your home. The new computers coming out in just the next few years, all of them, are going to be designed where you have to have, whether it's Apple or Microsoft or IBM, whatever company you buy from, you're going to dial in to their central servers. And all of your systems and all of your photos and all of your data is going to be on their servers. And so that's another form of control.
Dear. I don't like the sound of this at all. Listen, Alex, we've got to take a little break. Don't go away. Okay, my guest, Alex Jones, the brilliant conspiracy theorist. Of course, you can hear his radio show every week. He also has videos out. His latest video is called Endgame, which we're going to talk about in a while. Alex, great to have you on the show. I tell you, one of the things I was talking to David Icke about, and I just want to ask you, just because it gets on my nerves and it aggravates me a little bit, if that's okay, and that is the power that religion still has in the world. How do you think this has happened?
Well, anything that's ancient is going to build up roots, and people pass things on in their families. But not just, all the classic religions. We have modern religions as well. I mean, a lot of the, quote, atheist, treat it like a religion, or some of the humanists. Yeah.
But I sit now in Easter and I watch the Pope giving forth his message, and the amount of control that this man has over certain parts of this world is quite frightening.
Well, certainly, our religion has been used to control the masses for a long time. I'm not arguing with you about that. My whole point is that the leaders of the world today, the dominant force behind the central banks and the West, the Pope, comparatively, with 1 billion plus followers, has really a small amount of power compared to those who control the power of the purse. And they have a religion, and it is the religion of forced population reduction and this bizarre Gaia worship. They believe that the mother goddess, and I don't believe in any of this, this is what they believe, needs blood. And so if we've got some time later, we can talk about religious freaks.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment. Let me just tell you that one of the stories coming up in tomorrow's papers, I'm seeing tomorrow's papers today in front of me at the moment, is one of our daily papers. Apparently the Quran is going to be taught in our schools. This apparently is so that we can understand each other better. I would rather we didn't have any religion taught in our schools personally, but there we are.
Well, you also, I was reading that in some of your major university towns, they, from the minarets, have the daily calls to prayer now in major British cities, and this is all being done by design.
No. This is, well, if there's an area where there is a mosque, right, which few and far between, you may get a recorded call to prayer occasionally, but you won't hear much of it over the sound of the traffic.
Well, let's be clear. They're injecting that. They're injecting that. If you look at the police state in England, which I've experienced and I've studied, it's very similar to the one here. The same people run it, the same technocrats. It's meant to enrage the public. It's meant.
Oh, it's working in that case, Alex. Let me tell you.
I know
it's working.
But that's what they do. They harass the citizens. They almost all the new jobs in England in the last decade, that British report just came out, government report, have been given, 9 out of 10 to foreigners. Now, I'll never forget an ITN report I saw years ago where the police stand by and watch every night as out of the tunnel they just allow, wink, wink, and Tony Blair signed a secret deal to allow the unlimited illegal aliens to pour in. Then see, they commit the crimes, which then scares the Brits into submitting to a police state that's really for them.
We've got a better way of dealing with this now. I don't know whether you've heard, Alex, but if you come into our country, if you came over here illegally and you had no business to be here, you claimed asylum, and then we found out that you had no business claiming asylum, do you know how we get rid of you now?
How do you do that?
We give you £3,000.
Boy, that's only going to encourage people to come.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? But there we are. That's the government's big idea. And by the way, they haven't kicked anybody except people who are desperately ill and in need of help, or people who've lived here for 30 years and have contributed in some way.
Well, listen,
they're the ones they find and throw out of the country.
Europeans find it very hard to immigrate here, but if you're from any third world country, they want you. And again, that is to drive down the wages. We have the government documents. I mean, you live in England. I'm sure 4 years ago when it came out that Blair signed secret deals with France to bring in the illegal aliens. I mean, this is by design. But then, if you've got a crooked toenail, the British police jump on you.
Well, I haven't heard about that, I must admit. But the fact that there are so many people coming from the Eastern European bloc since the joining of certain countries to the European Union, unfortunately, Britain wasn't as clever as France and other countries, where they decided that these people would not be given free right to travel to their countries straight away. Britain decided not to bother, and we were told, well, there might be a couple of thousand people come over here. Of course, there are hundreds of thousands of people. But there's one other point about this, Alex, before we go on, and I don't know whether you could say the same of the Americans or not. I haven't been to America for a few years, but Brits don't like to work that much anymore. You know, if there are people coming to this country from Eastern European countries doing the sorts of jobs that the British just don't want to do.
Well, they don't want to do it because their wage has been undercut. If a roofer could make 10 pounds or 12 pounds an hour roofing your house, they would do it. But if an illegal alien can come in and they'll roof your house for 6 pounds an hour.
Can't do it. Can't do it over here. That's illegal. You can't do it. You have to pay the minimum rate now, whether or not. And if you're caught employing an illegal alien, you as the employer are going to get hammered. The actual government has now changed the emphasis. Now they don't have to catch the illegal aliens anymore. You, as an employer, if you're employing somebody, and you may even legitimately not know that you're employing an illegal person, you will be the one who will be fined. Well, that is the most effective way. Look, here in the U.S., we have 30 million illegal aliens, mainly from Mexico, who we've had 2 wars with. In World War I, and they cover this up, but it's in mainstream history books, Mexico attacked us on behalf of Germany. So Mexico has actually attacked us 3 times. They hate the U.S. A few of the states, like Texas, belonged to Mexico, and Spain lost it. They never really were up here, but they claim it. And so they're mad that we kicked their butt. So when the North American Union comes together, you're all going to live together peacefully, huh?
No. Mexico is rated by different international bodies as the most nationalistic nation on earth, and they viciously hate this country. And there's 30 million of them here.
Well, why are so many of them coming to your country if they hate you so much?
Because they say the U.S. belongs to them.
Oh, I see, right.
You have to go back to the history.
Yeah. Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett. Yeah, well, actually, my great-great-great-great-grandfather raised Colonel Travis's son, the commander of the Alamo. He wrote his last letter to my family, and I had family that was in a whole bunch of the big battles here for Texas in the 1830s. And if you want to get into that just briefly, here's the history. No one, that's why it's the 6 Flags of Texas. That's why there were 6 flags here, because no one could keep Texas. There were 6 different imperial governments, basically, that tried to control this. And so Spain was run out by the Comanches and the Apaches and others, and the Red Sticks and others. And so they then told the Tennesseans and others, who just beaten the British again in the War of 1812, they said, please come in here and deal with the natives. And so then they came down here, and then Santa Anna overthrew the Spanish. He marched up and told all the gringos, all the Anglos, get out. And they said, oh, really? And so that's what happened, and that's why you got Texas.
All right. But sorry, we're going to take another break.
But we own Texas.
No, we don't own Texas. Shut up and go back to... I'm sorry, he's been out to a bar mitzvah tonight, and he's not really with us, okay?
Can we have the oil, then?
No, you can't have the oil either.
Oil?
No, you're not getting the oil either. Right, Alex, we're going to take a break. I think we must come back. We must start to talk about the movie as well.